This episode of the WP Builds podcast is brought to you today by OmniSend, the top-rated email and SMS marketing platform for WordPress. More than 100,000 merchants use OmniSend every day to grow their audience and sales. Ready to start building campaigns that really sell? Find out more at www.omnisend.com. And by GoDaddy Pro, the home of managed WordPress hosting that includes free domain, SSL, and 24/7 support. Bundle that with the Hub by GoDaddy Pro to unlock more free benefits to manage multiple sites in one place, invoice clients, and get 30% off new purchases. You can find out more at go.me/WP Builds. Hello there, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. I'm Nathan Wrigley from WP Builds, and that is Sabrina Zidane, who is a performance engineer. How are you doing, Sabrina?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Nathan. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. We're on episode, I don't know what we're on. I think we're on episode 8. 8. I got it right. Yay. And in previous episodes, Sabrina has been picking either a website or an aspect of any website which you might like to look at if you're a web developer or a website builder in terms of speeding it up. And that's the endeavor every week, is to find something that we can help you with. Well, it's not me. I don't have any knowledge in this area. It really is all Sabrina. But that's the plan. Now, just a quick couple of things. If you would like to have your site put in front of Sabrina and you would like that done, she'll do it for free on this show. But you need to give some information to make that happen. If you would like that, go to wpbuilds.com/speed. Once more, wpbuilds.com/speed. It's on this video right there. And there's a simple form which you can fill out in order to make that happen. We've had it filled out a few times in the past, but I don't think that's the case today. We're tackling something out of Sabrina's head today. Other couple of things which are just really to do with, just operating this platform. That is to say that if you would like to make a comment, please feel free to do that. If you're at wpbuilds.com/live, then you can use YouTube comments there over on the right of the video, or you can use the little embedded chat. You don't have to be logged into anything. It's a little black box inside the video and it says live chat. Use that. If you're on Facebook, you have to go to wave.video/lives/Facebook in order that we know who you are. Now, we're on the clock a bit today because Sabrina has urgent things to do in about 40 minutes' time. So we'll crack on with it, if that's all right, Sabrina, and get stuck in. What are we going to be talking about today?
We're going to be talking about something that we mentioned in our previous episode, but I've got quite a few questions coming in private messages asking me more details. So I'm going to go through this again. Usually, when we talk about performance, we talk about loading speed, right? But Chromebook Vitals are not just the speed, but 3 components. Speed, which LCP, largest contentful paint, is measuring the speed, how fast it's loading, the main element on the page. But also there are 2 more, Cumulative Layout Shift and first input delay. We won't be talking about first input delay today and about LCP, largest contentful paint, but we will be talking about Cumulative Layout Shift. This metrics is responsible for stability. So it's 3 metrics in Chromebook Vitals. LCP that it's adds to the compound rating, right? It's LCP for speed of loading, Cumulative Layout Shift for stability of picture. It should be stable. You should be clicking in the right place when you want to click there. It shouldn't be jumping all over when it's loading or when you click in somewhere. And another one is first input delay, which is interaction, how fast we can interact with the website. So we're going to talk today about Cumulative Layout Shift, the stability of the picture on the first viewport. And we're going to take 2 websites that have Cumulative Layout Shift issues. I haven't looked at them yet. I just know that they do have these issues. This is going to be absolutely unprepared. I I'm not giving any promises how good it will go, but it will be showing how usually I work and how fast or how slow we can identify what is happening on the website.
Nice. So you're going to show us the tools that you're using, how you use them, and well, that's as good as anything else in a way because you're showing the secret sauce of how all of that is done. So cumulative layout shift is that annoying problem that you get when you go to a website. I found it especially on a mobile phone where the finger is the point of contact, where you're clicking on things with the
Absolutely.
finger, and your finger is just about to collide with the button that you want, and at that exact moment, it feels like something loads up there somewhere, pushes it all down, and that button just goes away. It just, your finger misses entirely, and so you end up doing something that you didn't intend to do. So that, I
For
think, is
example, you are giving you end up clicking on the ad where
yeah,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
attention to click it.
The worst offender for this, in my experience, is a website called TechCrunch. I don't know if you come across TechCrunch. It's actually a WordPress powered website, and very often I'll get there and I'll be 5 seconds into reading the article, and I'll go to click. So that's a long time, and I'll go to click something, and it all just moves. And typically, I just end up clicking on text. It's not that I end up the wrong place. It's just that there was a button there and the bottom's gone. And so I'm just now trying to find it, and I either have to scroll up or scroll down. So anyway, there you go. Would you like me to raise your screen for everybody to see?
Sure.
Yeah.
And you know what I was thinking? It's very good that you mentioned this website and that it's happening after you have been a while on the website. So I would just want to give a short overview how cumulative layout shift is calculated on the page.
Thank you.
Because some people think that when you load the page, it's whether it's happening on the first screen or not. It used to be a case a year ago, I think it was a case, but Lighthouse assessment was moving to the place where it will be counting not only the first screen, but a cumulative layout shift during the entire page load. So approximately a year ago, websites that seemed not to be having cumulative layout shift before, they were passing Chromebook Vitals assessment before, they started to fail Chromebook
Okay.
Vitals assessment because cumulative layout shift was counting during the entire experience. So say you open the website on mobile, it's stable, it was loaded without any jumps, right? But then you are scrolling down, and then usually it's an ad, and
Yeah.
usually
This
ad.
is what I found on TechCrunch. It was always the loading of a dynamically inserted ad. Yeah.
Yeah, and usually it's video inside the ad
Ah,
that would be moving things around.
yeah.
Maybe you could even share the link, and we will look at that website too.
Yeah, we can try it. The thing is, they redesigned their website not that long ago, and I've had less problems with it. But I certainly
Let's
will. But we
see.
can look at that
Let's
later. Yeah.
see.
Okay, so if you want to go to that, it's techcrunch.com, TECH.
Take French, of course.
Yeah, yeah, but you'd go mobile, because that's the only place I ever experience problems. And let's see if
Uh-huh.
it's
It's
we may
usually.
find it's totally fruitless and everything works as expected. But let's put it on the
Ah,
screen.
nice. It will be a good example for us even on a desktop.
Yeah, there you go. Did you see that? Did you see that?
Yes, I saw it. And not only this. Oh, let's start with this website. It's fun. Um, so we are on desktop now, right? And just let's imagine that we are optimizing the performance of this website, that we are really optimizing. So what we would start with? We would go to page speed insights. I would go. I mean, if I had the access to Google Search Console, I would go there, but I don't have it. So I'm going to Google Page Speed Insights, and here I'm going to check Chromebook Vitals assessment results. Okay, here we go. So just a reminder for those who haven't been watching us before and don't know this stuff, Page Speed Insights is lab test. So it's not relevant to your real user's experience. What is relevant to your user's experience is Chromebook Vitals assessment. This is the data that is collected from your real user's experience during the last 28 days on your website, and this is the real data from your website. You can access the detailed data in Google Search Console, but the shortened version of this data is available in these page speed insights. And you see there is a lab test running over here. I don't care about that. I'm not interested in that at all. The only thing I'm interested here is this: discover what your real users are experiencing. Chromebook Vitals assessment. All right. So just to note that if your Chromebook Vitals are passing here and here on desktop, if they are passing, you don't need to worry about lab tests. You are good. You can just relax and do nothing about this.
Nice.
So for this website, nice. For this website, we see that Chromebook Vitals assessment failed both on mobile and desktop. Let's see why it is failing. So first thing, Chromebook Vitals is the compound of three elements: largest contentful paint, first input delay, and cumulative layout shift. These three, they are for investigation purposes only. They do not add to the assessment itself.
Yeah.
So if one of these three, largest contentful paint, first input delay, or cumulative layout shift fails, Chromebook Vitals assessment would be failing as well. So here we can see that first input delay is passing, it's green, right? And largest contentful paint is failing, it's 3.2, while it should be something below 2.5. And cumulative layout shift is already also failing. So we won't be looking at largest contentful paint. Today we have like 3 episodes before that we were looking at that. We were talking about background videos. We were talking about optimizing images, about speeding up JavaScript and CSS in previous episodes. Today we're going to look at cumulative layout shift only. And another note, what does passing versus not passing means? Like when it becomes yellow, red, and when it becomes green. It's all about the majority of users. So if 75% of all visits on your website get good experience, you will get the assessment as passed. If it's less than 75% of all visits that were in a good shape, you are going to get a yellow or red assessment.
Yeah.
And this is showing cumulative layout shift for us. Let's start looking at it. We'll just take home. By the way, if we were really improving performance of this website, we would have access to Google Search Console. And how it's different from this is a shortened version, right? But in Google Search Console, you can go, I'll show you where, but I don't have data there. I'm showing it as an example of my own website, and I don't have data here because I don't have enough visitors on my website, and I cannot share any other's website. But for your website, you can go Google Search Console, then you can choose your website here, and you go to Chromebook Vitals section, and here you have mobile and desktop. And if you have a decent amount of visitors, as TechCrunch would have, obviously, here you would see detailed information which URL groups are not passing, because different pages on the website, they have different templates, and it's important to understand how templates performance are different from each other. One template can be passing, another can be not. And instead of wasting your time trying to figure out which templates are not passing, you can go here and you can see detailed information about which templates are not passing and with which numbers. So you might have one group in the yellow zone, another group in red zone.
Yeah.
If I were in that situation, I would start with those who are in red zone, because probably by fixing their issues, you would fix issues of yellow zone as well. But we don't have access to that now.
Just a quick question. Mike's raised a comment. He said, do you need to have, I mean, you're answering it now, which is why I've raised it. He said, do you need to have Google Analytics installed to capture core web vitals?
No, you go to Google Search Console. I think you can see it on my screen, right?
Yeah, we can.
Search.
Yeah. Oh, just yeah.
You go there and you go to this section, and there where everything, all the information is available to you. There is Google Analytics API allows you to create dashboards outside of Google Analytics and track detailed information. But this is like an upper level for large web agencies that would be tracking data of various websites on different platforms.
Okay, great.
The
Thank
data that is here is absolutely enough to investigate. You don't need anything else.
Thank you.
I just remembered now the tool that I haven't mentioned before, but I'm going to mention it right now before I forgot. This is a tool that lets you see the historical information on your website about Chromebook Vitals, but also it provides you with information that this Google Search Console doesn't have. It provides you with geographical information. Let me share this tool really quick. It's called Treo.sh. It's super cool for to investigating what's happening, and it's very useful to investigate where things went sideways, after which event on your website, which update, or you added a system or something, they went in wrong direction. Let's see. And I'll put this website here, and we will see historical data about this website. Look how cool it is. So here I can see in detail Chromebook Vitals, and I can see by months what was happening to all metrics. So we are looking at largest contentful paint right now, and we can see that it was pretty stable. It has pretty stable numbers during the last year. Let's see Cumulative Layout Shift. It was pretty stable as well. So probably the issues that they are having now, they were present there before. This tool is useful in case when it's good to check here and then try to connect changes on your website with changes with Chromebook Vitals. You might find out that after update of some plugin that is core plugin for your website, for example, if it's a recipe website, it would be WP Recipe Maker or WP Recipe Pro. After major update, something went wrong, or you changed advertisement system, or you added some chatbot or something, and you can see like in history of Chromebook Vitals when it happened. And another cool thing here, you can choose to see things on map. Look how nice.
Oh, it is nice. Yeah, you can really see where their visitors are coming from, right?
Right. So for this website, for example, Canada and US and some European countries, they are having good experience. And this is super cool that we opened this website, because look how differentiated.
Yeah, it's really defined, isn't it? Yeah.
So these can give us a hint. It's we are looking right now at largest contentful paint, right? So this is about speed.
Yeah.
So we can see that if we fix the loading time for these countries, for these parts of the world, we will be passing Chromebook Vitals. We need to figure out why here we have it loading slower than in other countries, and we need to fix that. That can be very insightful.
Yeah.
Especially if you have Google Analytics on hand and you can see which countries visiting which URLs. So, for example, some countries might be, it's a tech news website, right? So, for example, Australia can be visiting a lot of news that has some relation to Australia or something. I don't know, I'm just making things up now, but
Yeah,
having
yeah, yeah.
analytics in hand, you can kind of match data that you have here with Google Analytics. And this tool it's paid tools. It's a paid tool, Treo. But even a free version that I'm using right now, it gives you this information, super useful.
This was Treo, Treo.sh, right? Yeah. Okay.
The same thing is super useful. The same thing we can do for Cumulative Layout Shift. Let's try to do it. Here we go. All right. This is insightful as well. This is cool. This is very good. So Cumulative Layout Shift happens everywhere. And this removes the question for us, does it depend on geography of the user? No, it doesn't. Because sometimes you have cumulative layout shift happening only for certain regions. A simplest example is European countries with consent window. So it will be, there won't be any cumulative layout shift in America, but then in European country where you have consent window, cookie consent window, not window, pop-up.
Like a pop-up or something, yeah.
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 And it immediately gives you the direction where to dig. So in case if here we would see for cumulative layout shift, in case if here we would see noticeable difference between few countries, I would switch to VPN that would be from that country, and I would be investigating the issue having VPN on to have all the assets and images and cookies and whatever loaded specifically for that region so that I can replicate the issue.
Got it. Yeah, it makes sense.
All right. So going back to our cumulative layout shift, if you do have data here, go here first. If you don't have data here, like I don't have, let's see what can be done from the front end. Let's look at this website first. I'm going to open it in.
Whilst you do that, I'm just going to raise a comment by Stephen. He said The Guardian, which is a UK-based newspaper, is desperate for this same problem, cumulative layout shift on mobile. It says you're reading a long article, an ad appears or disappears, and the content shifts a number of paragraphs. Sometimes that's useful if the news is bad. Get the bad news out of the way. Thank you for your comment, Steve.
Yeah, maybe we can look at Guardian next time. Let's see.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to throttle my connection here because I'm on very fast. I'm back at home in Kiev. I'm on very fast internet, and when I was in Spain in our first episodes, I didn't need to throttle connection because
it was throttled already.
Yeah. So I'm throttling my connection here to see things happening in slow motion, and I'm going to check desktop first. So I'm going to put this like this so it doesn't interrupt the view, right? And let's see. Important thing. Just 1 second. Important thing. My beautiful extension for Chromebook Vitals is over here. I mentioned it quite a few times. I'm using it all the time. It's Chromebook Vitals extension from Edios Money. It uses Lighthouse, and what it does, it measures Core Web Vitals. It's a lab test, obviously, but it measures Core Web Vitals while the page is loading, and it compares it to what is stored in Google database.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And it shows to you, let's see, it will show us the difference between what you see and what majority of users are experiencing on your website. Sometimes it glitches and it's not updated right away. Let's see. I see. Maybe I throttled it too much. Let me get back. Fast 3G was too much. Let's do cable 5 megabits. Because it will be too slow.
Yeah, it was really, I could see the ad literally just beginning to get generated there. And there we are.
Here we are. It was pretty fast. what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to catch the issues without doing it really, really, really slow.
Yeah, we're all waiting and waiting, and there it is.
Yeah.
I think I could see the issue, but whether it got captured in your tools is another matter. It looks like it kind of did there. It just went into the fail status, didn't it?
Um, just to go back to what I was mentioning before, look, your local CLS experience is such and such, and rated needs improvement. And here there is the line about real users' experience on the website. 33% of real user desktop CLS experience on this page were also rated as needs improvement. So this way we can relate. So we were here, we are here. This reflects the experience of 23% of users, 7% of users having bad experience, and 70. So if we were improving the performance of this website, we would be aiming to make 70%, turn 70% to 80, and this would be good enough.
Yeah.
Like you can improve as long as you want, but it would be good enough to pass. It would be majority of users.
Yeah.
Okay, so we replicated. We do have CLS on this website. Now let's try to figure out where it happens. And also, cumulative layout shift, it is cumulative matrix. It means that there is one layout shift happening somewhere, another, and another. This will be the sum of these different layout shifts on your page.
It cascades. It's an accumulated problem. Yeah.
So to make this as efficient as possible, and for my work, that's what I do. I'm trying to do it as efficient. I'm not trying to fix everything. There is no point and no need into wasting my time to do it. I target main thing first. I find the main troublemaker, and after I fix it, if it's not enough, I'm finding the next main troublemaker, and so on and so forth. And that's how I work, and that's how I recommend to work on performance. You try to find low-hanging fruits, fix them, and then go check if it helps, and then fix the next thing. All right, so let me hide these, and just let's try to see with our eyes and try to figure out where it's happening. All right, this is easy. This is super easy.
Wow, it's the ad at the top and the ad on the right.
Super easy. Ad on the top 100%, and this would be the main thing.
Yeah, because the whole thing moves down. There's nothing that doesn't get affected by that ad.
Yeah. So before I go to how we fix it, it's the simplest thing ever. You saw that it was nothing there, then everything shifts. So obvious solution would be, it just means that the container that contains this ad doesn't have the height written down clearly.
Yeah, it's not declared as a specific height. Yeah.
Right, it's calculated. So that's all that we need to do. We need to declare the specific height. And what we would do here, we would find the container that contains this ad, and we would add we would add width and height maybe for it as well, and we would height and maybe width as well. They might be interconnected. And we would put the maximum height that is allowed there for an ad. So you know how Google Ads works. You have the spot, say 300 pixels high, and if there is no relevant ad 300 pixels high, it would be 200 pixels high. It would be a slightly different format. So what we don't want to have here, we don't want Google Ads to to take place after it figures out which ad to serve. We want to provide it with a fixed place, and if it wouldn't be taken completely by the ad and there will be some margins there, we don't care. At least there won't be any layout shift. Let's see. Let's try to see what's here. So somewhere over
somewhere
here.
inside there, yeah.
Somewhere here. So we'll go add unit, super easy.
That's it.
Margin bottom over here. I just want to show how to. Sometimes it's really tricky to find where the height or width or any other attribute is defined, and I just want to show how to do this. So we have this multiply child in this container, right? And the width and height can be defined somewhere inside. So if you open this Chrome Developers tools, you have this thing here. You can go to the very, very last piece here, and it will be iframe in our case. No, it will be this one. Let me see. Iframe. It will be the last child.
Yeah,
the last nested child. You can go there, and starting from the last nested child, you can over here. You can see where its properties are defined. So, for example, height 250. Let's see. It doesn't show where it's defined. It means that it probably either calculated or defined in the upper element.
Yeah, in like a parent.
Yep. See, width auto, but height, I don't like this width auto important. I don't like it. It means that height might be calculated as well. Here's the answer. That was very, very simple. It was very simple. Mean height. What we can do here.
Oh, they put it at 90 pixels, which is not the height.
Yeah. As a mean height, as minimal height, we can put the actual minimal height. And as we already opened this one, I want to show how we can test our guesses without making changes to the website. So usually when you found something, then you need to find out where it's stored, where it's set. For example, here we can see that it's in main CSS, right?
Yeah.
You're there, you change, then caching is not clearing, then caching is updating, and you don't know if the cache at Cloudflare has updated and if it's applied right, and so on and so forth. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can find yourself trying to fix things that don't need to be fixed.
You've already fixed them, in fact.
You've already fixed them. Yeah, it's so frustrating. So to avoid doing this, I want to show how we can avoid doing this. Here in our beautiful developers tool, we have a tab called Sources. And here we have another tab called Overrides. What I can do, I can save this page. Remember how we used to do like 15 years ago? We were clicking right click on the page, save as to read later, right? That's what it's doing basically. I can save any page on my computer with all its assets on my computer and modify it on my computer and see the changes. So I'm going to click here, enable local overrides, and I'm going to choose this page and save it. Save as. Oh no, sorry. Overrides should be. Wait a sec. When I do this, like
every day of the week.
Every day, I don't even think. It's usually here. Let me Control F5. I don't remember. Maybe they changed the wording.
Yeah, that does sometimes happen as well, doesn't it? You get a
yeah. Because before it was called save as override, and now it was saying override the content.
Yeah.
But here it is. We saved it. We can Control S here. And now we see if I change something. Sec. Which one? No, it doesn't have which one. For example, here is the title.
Yep.
It's weird. It's not an H1. It's H2.
What is it?
Oh
it's
my gosh.
So the title is an H2. Okay, come on, Tiffany.
TechCrunch needs not only me to improve their performance, they need some SEO help, obviously. The main title on the page is H2, not H1. Wow. All right. Wait, not here. Sorry. This is our title.
Now, hold on. That's because there's some weird thing about the navigation. So you're not actually looking at that article. That's an archive of articles. And you have to...
it's main page.
Yeah, but it's an archive. It's got this very strange UI where you click and it loads it in the background. It's weird. It's just a strange experience. Anyway, carry on. Sorry. By the way, I'll just let you know we're now at 22 minutes to 4 here in the UK. I know Sabrina's got to go in 7 minutes, so just to keep you posted on the time, just so that you know.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I didn't know where the time goes.
I know.
All right, so that's what I'm doing here. I added my name in front of the title, and it should be over here.
Yeah, you see, I think you're looking at it. I think this is a very, very unusual UX. You have to click on that title in order. There, now you've opened up the post, and I'm suspecting that will be an H1 if you look at it now. So there's a lot of weird asynchronous loading.
Okay, is H1?
Yeah.
Okay, but I just want to finish what I'm showing, how we can how we can modify. Let me do it. Control F5, Control Shift I. I'm opening this. Here is my page. I'm overwrite content. Here they changed the wording. Okay, here is my title. This is title. Okay, let's check. Let's change title. So title should have changed. Okay, Control F5. See, SZ. This was me. Control F5, SZ.
Yep.
But weird, it's changing back, and I don't know why.
I suspect it's got something to do with the way that each of those posts loads. So yeah, and yeah, we picked an interesting site, didn't we, this week?
Yeah,
that's for sure.
It's some sort of redirection or something.
Yeah.
But technically, the process is such: you open overrides, you save your page for overrides, and then you can modify it in your browser without going to the backend. You can modify it in your browser, add height and width. We start going back to where we started. The whole point of this is to add fixed minimum height to our ad block, so it's not jumpy. And you can add that height. I would do it just in the head section of CSS. I would add it there and see. So also to see if I add CSS lines in head section of the website, it would be loaded early, right? And that way also I can see the order of the order of overriding CSS properties, because something say you are saying in your HTML that this should be 100 pixels, right? And then in another CSS you are saying 300, and then in another you are saying 600. So 600 would be applied because it would be the last one. So this thing is helpful to figure out the order as well. This is how we can change everything on the page without going to the backend. And when we found what needs to be changed and how. Then we do just one thing. We go to our WordPress backend and change the thing there. Let me check.
I think the time is against you, Sabrina. I think you've got less than 3 minutes before you need to go. So I think we should maybe put a pin in that, as they say, and maybe we could begin the next one.
Next episode.
Yeah, where we left off just now. So are we back next week? I can't remember if we put one in for next week or not, or if we've left that one for Christmas, but it'll be on the WP Builds calendar. If you go to the homepage and you scroll down a little bit, there's a yellow accordion, or you can go to wpbuilds.com/schedule. And if it's in there, then yes, we're going to be doing it. And if not, then we're probably having a couple of weeks off for Christmas or something like that. I'll chat to Sabrina about that in just a moment. Again, just to mention that if you would like Sabrina to have a look at your website, head here, wpbuilds.com/speed, fill out the form, and you never know, you may very well be able to make use of Sabrina's excellent services live on this show. Sabrina, I think we're going to have to knock it on the head there. I know that you've got to go. So thank you so much for your participation again. We'll pick up where we left off next time.
Right. It will be a double episode for us.
Yes, we'll have to we'll make that one maybe even an extra long one. So thanks, Sabrina. Take it easy.
Thank you, Nathan, and thank you everyone who watched. See you in a week.
Bye.